Greetings everyone, please go to make sure everything's set on up. Twitter is going. There's the thumbnail. My mind was drawing a bit of a blank there. Which appears to be going. Rumble appears to be going. Give me another moment, double check my other computer. Okay, everything's good to go. So let's go and get started. I'm really out of it today. It's been a long day. I got a handful of replays, a bit more than last time, so it'll be enough for this week and potentially next week. So let's go get started. Let me first fix this. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. As well on the south side as the blue Maltese, we have Canadian. As well on the north side as the red Iroquois, we have Black Moon, which is a very fitting name for Iroquois. We got a foreign name here, so I was expecting his name to be Black Moon as well. Or maybe Black Sun. Either way, no deck selected just yet. No deck selected just yet. Blues immediately going for a trade post up north. We do have red scouting around. We'll start shooting that man. The man has 8 damage per attack. So pikeman damage does get leashed back on in. And he will get killed on off. That man was protecting his violin, and you just stole it, you monster. D&D building cannons? That's a strange name for the Explorer. Definitely a custom name. We do now have the gunman has been converted. He specializes in gun. After all, he is gunman, who does have 36 damage per shot. That is quite high. Range is a little bit short of 10. But gunman does win. After all, Second Amendment is pretty good. Down south, we do have the Iroquois as a ship available. We do have a farm? What? It's not like Haciendas. You can use that for a shipping location. What? Why is there a proxy farm? The Sioux has, or the Iroquois has not selected a deck just yet. Maltese have. It is a C deck. Let's see, anything particularly noticeable? People said I shouldn't go through every single card. We do, of course, have the steel bolts, so crossbowmen are on the table. Got some order galleys. Got a mortar and falconet. Fixed gun. And Knights of Rhodes, so maybe eyeing for something heavy in the commandery. By the way, looks like a pretty standard archaic deck, but nothing too significant. Focus on archaic. Actually, these are archaic upgrades. I really think they should change these icons. After all, archaic soldier combat. Maybe make the shield a little bit different, and then put the swords there for the archaic soldier attack. Howdy! It is a Friday. A very warm Friday. We do have The Marauding Musketeer does get sniped. And they will be stealing these Marauding Musketeers' railway materials. So, she will gun down those entrepreneurs. While Red does have a nice little posse there. Even managed to rescue a doggo. He does have a Witch Hunter, a Gunman, and Cantina. He may be trying to convert one of the Marauding Cossacks. They do have less damage than a Hussar and less health. But a free... actually 2 AoE, so more closer to Cuirassier.
Ready.
Could ambush that Explorer there. He has enough of a posse here to engage the Explorer. Villagers are migrating. What is Red doing? He is going for shipment of Cayenne Horsemen. He has aged up. We got a lot of early units here, including some Cherokee allies can bring on in. Everything else is probably not too important. We do now have a round of Tomahawks here that may be from the big button. We got War Hut here. Maybe the villagers want a forward farming location for his aggression. Villagers do get inside the town center. Red's Explorer will be gunned down. Gunman does get gunned down. The Witch Hunter has 16 siege damage. Tomahawks is standard. And Horseman has 18. There's Age Up. There's Outpost Wagon. He's going to try to torch that down. 93 there with 90% humidity. Ugh. We do now have the Commandery not being put on the field, which effectively has the same DPS as Outpost. Outpost has been built. Looks like Blue will hold. Board Community Plaza. Does he have... He has researched the Town Destroyer, so that's what he's eyeing. But the War Chief has gone down. We do now have the War Chief dance. Would be a good idea to repair up the outpost. Process of Casa Vision. You can bring a shipment of... It's going to part of the 7 Anna Archers, which will give him a good number of anti-heavy skirmishers. He does have now what's called German tongue now researched. Yes, he does. Going for the wing and core constructions. He may want to cancel the wood and get something else out. Pikemen could be decent. Pikemen offer good siege damage, but probably does not know about this stuff up here. The Town Destroyer gives the Explorer, the War Chief, 232 siege damage. Horseman does provide some good escort there. Outpost does go down. A minor victory. He has repaired the town center. There's Anna Archers. He does have the outpost here, which does do 50% bonus damage versus cavalry, which is honestly not a whole lot, but it's nice to have. Nope, still no.
I feel a bit strengthened now.
We also got coin being collected on up. Horseman do back on off there. The Explorer does get picked on up, does get stabbed by the archers. Town Center is taking some damage. The War Chief has been redeployed, putting some arrows into the settler wagons. Settler wagons do have a bit of health to work with. Another Horseman does get gunned down. He does. He needs another population there. It may be worth to evacuate a villager and delete it. The militia being brought on in. Focus on the War Chief. The War Chief poses the most amount of threat to his structures. Does get a shipment available there. Has another house built. He may have some villagers somewhere else. No, he lost his housing there. Not sure from what. The town militia are firing away. And looks like Blue will hold. Red has a good number of villagers there on the Community Plaza. Has 4 villagers somewhere else. Or no, just 10 villagers. He went for a 10 villager rush, and the longer the game goes on, better Blue will do. And I think all the militia are still alive. The town center is nowhere near killed off. The militia, he needs to kill off the militia. Yeah, 6 out of 4 out of 6 militia are alive, and looks like blue backs up, or red backs up game now. Is Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. Oh great, you're also missing over there. Of course. Oops, not post game. Based on the naming style of these replays, I think they're all the same player, maybe not. If it's from the same player, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to another replay and mix it up a little bit. Yes, it looks like it is. After this replay, I will. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another H-Powers 3 replay. So on the right side is the blue, I want to say Canadian. We have blue Maltese, we have Canadian. That name always throws me off. So on the left side is a red Japanese. We have Harry H0111. You're a Japanese man, Harry. But now that doesn't work out too well.
Hello.
Maybe I should say the N-word.
Moment.
The Japanese N-word. No, probably not. I really should not do that joke. Either way, Maltese player doesn't have deck selected just yet, nor the Japanese player. Blue will be taking on a local kitty cat. And does manage to get it snared right there. Keep out max range, so it did bug out a little there. The lion is actually a decent combatant, has 10 damage in melee. The Explorer does have higher DPS in melee, so technically the Explorer will win 1v1 combat. I don't know why it seems like she's losing so much. And the lion has now leashed back. Of course, we do have some very important natives on the map. The local water buffalo. As well as we do have some chakram thrower people. Gem available for the Japanese. And now he has the rush. So we'll perhaps see a rush deck. See, endless irregulars, villagers, a lot of villager cards help feed his economy. You know, this doesn't seem like rushing to me. I mean, Yumi Archers, Yumi Archer attack, Arshigaru attack, that's pretty standard, even non-rushing decks. So 3 Samurai is a little less common. Yeah, I don't see how this is a rushing deck. Unless it's a deck he designed that supports his rush style. That may be it. Actually, there's a lack of shrine cards, so I suppose there's this shrine card. Times 2. Either way, for the Maltese, we got the land deck, which involves killing a cat again. German tongue. We got trip to Jerusalem. I want to say road to Jerusalem. Why do I want to say that? Either way. There's also a word I just always have trouble pronouncing. I don't know why. There's a lot of words I simply just can't pronounce. Jerusalem. I can never pronounce that up. Damn this speech impediment. For those who don't know, I actually do have a bit of a speech impediment. There's some words I simply just cannot say. And I had to be... Did the cat just try to eat the yak? Or the water buffalo? It also doesn't help that I bit my tongue yesterday, and so a bit of a part of the tip of my tongue is also still a little bit numb. I bit it hard. We do now have the Torah Gates being put on the field. We'll give him 1 Samurai military rickshaw. So yeah, it feels weird to talk with just half a tip of a tongue, which I can feel. If that makes any sort of sense. We do now have the Quartermaster now being brought in.
Yeah.
Grove Rickshaw still migrating around. Red is not using his Grove Rickshaw to scout. Red is engaging some kitty cats of his own. 1 kitty cat does go down. And he will be on steal the mangrove trees for that they can no longer lounge alone in. Can't pronounce any word today, can I? Eager being killed on Alf, and he'll steal his Quicksilver. Quicksilver is another name for Mercury. which is like 1 to 2 metals you can find naturally. Well, technically only one of metal that you can find naturally in real life. Well, real life. Naturally, that's in the liquid state. Technically, also, you could perhaps count gallium in that, which is naturally a solid, but if it's warm enough, say, in your hand, then it does melt. And you can play around with it like mercury. And it's just pretty much as toxic as mercury. No, pretty much any of the metals are as toxic as mercury, honestly. Except uranium. That's far worse. Not even radioactively. Uranium is one of the most toxic things there is. So when it comes to uranium rounds, if you hear tanks using that, the big danger is not the fact that it's shooting potentially radioactive material, it's the fact that it's shooting very, very poisonous material. Which can be turned into a fine dust by impact. High velocity impact. High velocity in the form of a tank cannon impact. Either way, do you now some macaws being killed on off? This monkey is happy and now dead. He may have lost one of those villagers to that samurai. How honorable, killing an unarmed man. But though supposedly he does have a gun, so the Second Amendment did not protect him. And the war chief does go down. That's a pretty good usage of a free samurai. We got now some hospitals being put on the field. Very nice. Hospitals are free. Or nope, they're 100. I think there's a card that one of the people decks can deploy on the field. The Mexicans, I believe, can make his general able to pull out hospitals and to build soldados, if I remember correctly.
I feel a bit strengthened now.
That was not those explorers. That was this one here. Or I suppose the Baltis are called the Grand Master, isn't it? And the Japanese explorers are called... I always forget what it's called. Like, not Shaolin monks, that's the Chinese. Settler Wagon does go down. This was a nice little pick. Samurai does get stabbed to death by some pointy sticks. More settler wagons have been put in view and more crossbows on the way. Got around Ashikaga musketeers blowing them out. Crossbowmen are technically a counter, but more of a soft counter. They only have plus 25% damage versus heavy rather than plus 100% or plus 200%. So I don't really rate them as a counter in this age. After all, right now 16 damage gets bumped up to 20 damage, which is less than the Ashikaga musketeer and regular musketeer. But they are a little bit cheaper, so they may be point for point cost effective, but even then I think that's stretching it. I haven't done the exact math. Another round of crossbows being pulled on out. It has been pulled on out. Now we got a round of samurai, which are halberdier variant, which are also vulnerable to crossbowmen, soft counterness. They are far inferior to pikemen. Hell, even Ashikaga musketeers have better melee damage to pikemen. He needs to keep these crossbows moving. We got some Yumi archers. There's more of a mix between a skirmisher and an archaic archer. Has less damage than the standard skirmisher. Has slower attack speed. Only gets plus 50% bonus damage. Those skirmishers of a similar, like, archaic nature, like slingers, usually have a plus full 200% damage, or 100% damage. Crossbowmen need to focus on those samurai, especially when they're melee. They're a lot more dangerous in melee than at range. And right now, blue's starting to get whittled down quite a bit there. Crossbows do get a nice volley there. Using pikemen for some mass, but the samurai do have a bit of AoE. Melee 1 AoE is better than range 1 AoE because you're more likely to fight a pile of units. Got now the Grandmaster drawing quite a bit of fire there. More of the crossbows there. It is somewhat fine that they actually take on archers well. After all, in comparison, Yumi archers are 25 extra resources, and all for only slightly more damage and a little bit slightly more range.
I feel a bit strengthened now.
More crossbows being put on the field. Now starting to switch forward, we do have a shipment of pikemen and more crossbows being put on the field. Shipment of coin in return. Red does back on off. Blue does have a decent force of crossbowmen. The problem as well, even if it does start pushing towards his opponent's base, crossbowmen have horrendously bad siege damage at 8. In comparison, Ashikawa Musketeers have 22, but a more closer comparison is also Yumi Archer only has 9. But we do have a large deployment of crossbowmen.
Yes?
He's not close enough to the field hospital to get healed on up, is he? Yep. 8 range for the healing is actually pretty short. This is the crossbow 16 range, so divide that by half. That's the range of the healing of the hospital, so around here... That can't be right. Oops. That cannot be right. If that is, that... Granted, the hospitals are free, or cheap, so... I think it should be buffed for the 10 if that is 8. That is not good. We do have more crossbows put on the field. We also got an outpost here, so he does have 4 shipments, so such as these soon-to-be crossbowmen. And Maltese does get a little bit extra health and damage per shipment, so his guys are slightly getting more and more powerful. A little bit overkill than Ashikawa Musketeer. Good hits there on the Samurai. They have a lot more health than Musketeers. But still just from melee resistance rather than range resist. Yumi Archers do have 30% range resist in comparison to the crossbowmen 20. More pikemen now being deployed on the field. And the barracks will likely go down. Everything else is being picked on off. Some irregulars now being deployed on out. Got these units making their way down south. We also got a round of these, he has got a Japanese isolationists. These guys are basically a pikeman variant that's fast and more similar to Rodialos, I believe. Musketeers starting to go on down. Sentries now deployed on the field. Another shipment of archers there. That he's also gone to the Fortress 8. He's gone for the Golden Pavilion, which will of course give him some extra range damage, which is not going to be super great in this situation. He needs more units. And looks like Red will be knocked out of the game shortly. And Red does back of the game now. This Angry is saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Of course, okay, I keep on trying to hit F10. Since this is probably from the same players with all the underscores, let's head to this one here. Greetings everyone, and Great here. I have another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the blue British, we have Zhao Guai. Spawn on the right side as the red French, we have Crispy Butt PhD. And somebody realized as well, my apologies, got to, without messing that up. There we go, that's a bit more smooth for me to cover. Polecats. And it's not another name for what's it called? Weasels? No. Ferrets. I'll have some of these macaws slapping the explorer. Over here, we do have, of course, some wood. French player clicking up wood right now? Let's keep an eye on the French. He's cutting up wood right now. He has a trading post in the field. So why would you cut up wood right now? What are you eyeing? Local kitty cat has been gunned down. His buddy will go down as well, stealing his live oak. Oh, I think he just powered out a house. That would make sense. Going for a shipment of couriers. We got some important natives on the map that have not been collected. These water buffalo in their natural habitat, the water. Here's a fun fact. The Brazilian government, or at least some of their local governments, use water buffalo and other various large aquatic animals similar to a water buffalo as a police mount, due to the fact that they can run through water to chase after criminals.
Oui.
My pants are too tight, the explorer. I gotta love some stupid names. Such as this name. I can't read it, so it must be stupid.
Prêt.
Scout moving around. French player has left the deck. I haven't really covered it. It is Dave the deck, which we do have team French auxiliary combatants. Gives them native attack and hit points. You also have the Voyagers. Improves his French explorer in combat. Allows him to heal and give him powerful canine companion. Wilderness warfare. Huron allies. So maybe I have some sort of hybrid theaters. I can make some of your outlaw units take like 1 to 2 population, depending what it is. I don't understand the French deck right now. He's going for pioneers, so he's going. It's better. Oh, Tiger does go ahead and win the fight. After all, tigers are pretty good at hunting Frenchmen. Those mostly Tiger Panzers. I don't really know about this deck. Maybe I have some sort of weird native outlaw deck? Maybe natives with a supplementary force of outlaws? I have no idea. We also got the Royal French Army, more native warriors, make them cheaper. Armored Fusiliers and the German Black Riders, yeah. More Huron allies. This does also send the champion as well, so I'm not sure. We do now the British player bring in the wood trickle. No, Greenwich time. Or Virginia Company. He does have 6 villages in wood. His deck does include some doggies. He has Rangers. Both these decks are a little bit less more unusual, which I'm here for. And this temple does give you a unique Grenadier variant, which I remember correctly as well. I think it's classified as light rather than heavy for a Grenadier variant. Or maybe it's actually unclassed, neither light nor heavy. If you remember correctly, these Chocum throws are not half bad. Which could combo well with his, was it Young Guard and Middle Guard. Get more Grenadiers to throw at your opponent. Hunting doggos and shipment of couriers. British players aged up, of course, as well. Doesn't have any of these shipments just yet. We do now have a barracks in the field. Got quite a bit of food stored on up, going for some longbowmen. Needs more coin. He can go for a shipment of coin to get his age up. Shipment available. Let's see what he goes for. Going for a shipment of villagers. He has enough food to age up. I'm not sure what he's doing. Frenchman. Huh? There's some chocolate throwers now on the build queue. Some local monkeys getting gunned down. Let's see. Improves the gathering rate of mills. Also improves the gathering rate of livestock pets. Interesting. Improves the village herded animal gather work rate from village, farm, livestock markets, so you can make your animals fatten faster. Not bad. Sergeant employ a good number of chocolate throwers. Let's see if I remember this unit correctly. It is classified as light infantry, so I guess it's a mix between. They also do range damage from siege damage, so they are relatively unique. You can probably most compare them to an Obelisk gun, but that does siege damage range from, and this does range damage and AoE. So I really don't know how to classify these things. They are classified as grenade troop. They most feel like grenades, but they're also not grenades. They do retain the 50% range resist, and since they are light, oh wait, they're also light, which means these longbowmen won't do any bonus damage to them. Granted, plus 25% long bonus damage is not too significant, so the chakram throw is going to be relatively effective versus longbowmen. So probably a good idea to pull out some hussars and be a Frenchman. More longbowmen and more shipment of longbowmen there. Explorer will go down. More chakram throws now bullet on the field. The French player has 2 shipments available. Maybe shipment coin would be half bad. Shipment coin to hero and allies, but he's going for the wilderness warfare. Doesn't have any of the other native cards just yet. Longbowmen are advancing. Scout down, not big surprise. And the grove is being collected on up. Warriors are collecting at a pretty good rate. Now shipment available for the British. Goes for a shipment coin.
Oui.
Warriors advance way forward. They do have nearly 400 health and 40% range resist. You also apparently recovered a villager. This is a good number of longbowmen. This is maybe not enough chakram throwers. They do have right now nearly 200 health. Longbowmen have half the health. They're going to get some good AoE damage here. Oh, that's going to be hit that group there. That French villager is starting to gun them down. He may be trying to do that just to draw some fire. They have a very good amount of health right now. And they also have decent damage at 11. Everything's slowly gone down. Does have a single regular villager. That lady does get killed. It turned to a porcupine. And all these longbowmen going down. The French player overall seemed like feel like he took a lot less damage there. 22 versus 34 villagers, so he's down a large number of villagers. Chakram throwers do not have grenade damage, but the British player is now aging up to with the adventurer, or a bit of adventuring. Sorry, I don't know why that reminds me of an old cartoon called, what was it called, Flapjack?
Oui.
Adventure. Either way, the chakram throwers are advancing way forward. As I mentioned beforehand, they don't have good siege damage. Switch for their cost, not great siege damage. He's now going for the native warrior combat, giving plus 15 health and damage, and also bringing the Huron allies, which are a siege mantlet unit variant, which offers mostly just high health and good brawling statistics. They're really just low stats, and I don't think they're half bad. I mean, after all, it feels like the Iroquois are one of the better siege factions, strangely enough. Light cannons are great, and mantlets are not bad either. There's a round of musketeers. Annihilates a whole formation there. These guys do plus 50% damage versus heavy, so they will actually be more effective versus those musketeers. I didn't realize that they weren't getting affected by that against those longbowmen, but their range resist was also pretty effective against the longbowmen, and good typing against them. We do now have fencing school now being deployed out. There's another round of longbowmen. More musketeers being deployed out. You may better go for skirmishers. And the British get skirmishers? Maybe better go for hussars. Get out of stable. Musketeers gonna get picked off there. Now it's going for the auxiliary combatants. And now these guys are getting pretty healthy. How healthy can the Huron mantlets get for the French? I just realized how effective that infinite Huron mantlet card is. Like, right now he can deploy up to only 10, but they can get some pretty good amount of health. Right now they're over 300. They offer excellent 51 siege damage, 56 siege damage now. They're now at 336 health. They have 40% range resist. And they're classified neither as heavy nor light. So that means they won't take bonus damage from the longbowmen, and their 40% range resist will make them very resilient. 31 damage is quite good as well. They do offer 56 siege damage, so that is a siege unit he requires. After all, these are siege troopers, which is actually different than siege unit, isn't it? Yeah, the attacks that does anti-damage for siege unit would still fully apply to siege trooper. Oh no, it is classified siege unit. I saw that typing now. Never mind. I'm blind and cannot read. Your mantlets will apply quite a bit of good siege damage here. Draws quite a bit of fire. A couple chalk and throws in the longbowmen. Musketeers now being shipped on in. Longbowmen do take some damage there. Got still some villagers up north. Does that for 15 villagers garrison. Does get around the hussars, exactly what he needs. The Huron mantlets do good, or just do good damage versus everything, so they should start throwing some, was it tomahawks against the hussars? Either way, the stable does go down. Oh, it's got some French villagers here. The Frenchman is not aged up, going for more chalk and throws, and now brings some more pikemen for siege damage. Got these more pikemen here. The French villagers may push too far forward. And it does get gunned down there. Do not have native embassy here for forward deployment, another production queue. Two shipments now available. Go for the Vorjäger in order to get out the doggo. May want to start I-8ing up. He did some good damage to his opponent. The French player, however, losing a good number of villagers right now. Another shipment of musketeers. Villagers slowly being picked off by this Chakram Thrower. So I saw Yak here, or the Water Buffalo. Another round Chakram Throws here, so we got 6 up here. More Chakram Throws now being deployed on out. Chakram Throwers making their advance. Musketeers do send a volley there. Azara is now pushing way forward. Pikemen now chasing down these Hussars. Makes a good damage onto them. We got a decent British army now upon the field. The French player may be able to sit back, regroup. The pikemen are good item to mix on in. Shock throwers doing some good focus firing there. And now the shock throwers is getting hit by the cavalry. They do only 25% less damage against heavy cav and melee. They do full damage versus light cavalry. The British player lost another bit of army there. The French player lost all of his army. Has 3 shims available. Well, I might as well just supply the shimmer coin. More Chakram Throws being deployed on out. Do now the Vorjäger being deployed on fields, just deploying out anything it can. Don't think Edicts and Nana would be decent at the moment. Doesn't have enough coin for making use of theaters. I think the French players should just back off, age up, and then go from there. Pikemen takes good damage. Now got a round of Falconets. These guys do range damage, not siege damage, so they will do 75% less damage versus the Falconets. Pikemen trying to push their way forward. And yeah, Red had a good opportunity, but I don't think he really capitalized on it. And I think losing all those villages in the center of the map here was, or on the opponent's side of the map, was not great either. Now the British player doesn't realize how good of a position he is. He's also cut villager production, so the French player has now more villagers than an opponent, and they're French villagers. And we don't have any wood chopping upgrades for the British players, or any economic upgrades. Villagers, that's like the base food collection, default regular food collection rate for the British. No. At this current rate, the longer the game goes on, the better the French will do, because he has a better economy, more economic research, which results in better economy, but more villagers, better economic research. Now is bringing forward some French villagers. He does not need to do this, but of course he may not realize he does not need to do this. Ito, the doggo, switch way forward. Ito does go down. What did I say? Horeto? I am dead. Thou livest, report to Echo. You know, it's been really ever since I've seen the dog kill my cause a right to be unsatisfied. French villagers now getting hit there, and this is a significant number of French villagers. There are 22 villagers here. That is 2/3 of his villagers here, but they're getting some good damage. They do offer 400 health, but half the damage on the Musketeer. So they're roughly similar to Musketeer. Oh, they also have plus 40% range resist, so they actually may be better than Musketeer 1v1. Musketeers actually do better if they actually go into melee mode, wouldn't they? They will bypass the range resist. They were all for the same melee damage, and the Musketeers then use their melee resistance in their favor. The Explorer is throwing some torches in the town center. Now we got Reds backing on off now. It's down to 25 villagers, which is less than the British player, but the economy, once villagers start collecting up again, so maybe actually equal thanks to it being French villagers and better research.
Ready?
Yeah, so collecting the rest of these berries. It doesn't, not collecting the local fauna. Water buffalo still here. Oh, sorry about that. Just saw your Rumble comment. Oh, enjoy. Longbow and being employment field. We do not have Town Militia and Edicts of Nanite. The Edicts of Nanites. Nano machine technology. Not sure. I mostly just download them from the Sombreros. What's it called? Discord. I'll see if I can't see American selected in the name of the replay, but I honestly cannot say. We got the bishop now finally being researched by the French. This will allow him to move diagonally a little bit better. The problem is his opponent's directly to the left, not diagonally. Not sure. You could try to go for the join the Sombros Discord channel. They probably can give you a bit more pointers. I'm not really much of a teacher. I can probably tell you what goes wrong with a replay, but I can't really tell you how to go play it well. Maybe if you want to learn anything, good scouting. Because if you scout out what your opponent has, then you can deploy out a counter, which is a bit more reactionary playstyle rather than being aggressive, but it can be a good way to fight. You now have the Young Guard now being put on the field, as well as the Amalgamation. And British players eyeing for the Veteran Musketeers. Definitely be a good idea to start to play on some skirmishers against all the Musketeers. More Musketeers on the build queue. Covered wagon making its way up north, deploying up right there. Next to the geological survey, showing promising ore veins. I think I'll just give you a bit of a map hacks. Sorry, map hacks. Just reveals point locations. Not really worth it, honestly. The British player is really sticking in, consumed his berries, going for the mill, which is not great. You probably still need the various farm research. Do now some middle guard in the field. They will be a bit more proper against the Musketeers. Going for more of the shotgun throws wouldn't be half bad.
Yes. Yes.
Got some halberdiers now deployed on the field. Trimming falconets. Red's arm's a little bit too small to advance.
Condiment.
Has half the military size, so some of his units are 2 population. Though Detail is still with him. Settler here. He most likely got some farming research. Now he's getting the seed drill. More halberdiers been put in field. which may be decent against the Musketeers.
Votre ordre?
They do offer 28 damage, which is good. Musketeers, of course, have a gun, and they only have 17 damage in melee.
Oui.
They do offer good in melee. The problem is they are, of course, expensive and slow. We got some falconets now deployed in the field. French villagers still being trained. The British player has got up to 40 villagers, and maybe from more manors being built, but I don't think he's been building villagers. The French player has been losing a good number of villagers. Now bringing the Audacy discipline training for the Chakram throwers. He also has gone for the other two research. What's the other two research again? Which are the increase the hero, explorer, war chief, and monk hit points. Howdy. Thank you. We don't know how the Falcon is firing away. Musketeers get a good follow there. He may get one more shot off. Does not. Got a good number of Grenadiers. Halberdiers with engaging melee. Musketeers, bayonet charging the Falconet. Halberdiers coming onto the flank. Falconet has been stabbed to death. Grenades raining on him, getting some great AoE damage. And overall, there's been no counter to the Grenadiers. The middle guard ripped apart all the Musketeers. Sport of everybody else. And I think the British player just lost his army, and now we do have actually adequate siege damage here. Plus 57 damage versus for siege attack, with additional 15% damage against housing or just structures, buildings. I really have to check some of these names of multipliers, because let's be honest, how often do we actually look at bonus damage versus buildings? It's just a house or all buildings? But this will do some significant damage. Throwing some grenades against the villagers, no against the barracks, trying to deny the production structures. More halberdiers not being deployed on in. Halberdiers straightforward, trying to flank the various grenadiers. And does get them. Got some halberdiers to engage. Halberdiers now rotating around, stabbing the horses. More shotgun throws from the field, and Dido charging as well. He may be also affected by the shotgun thrower increased hero hit points. Can't speak. And that is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see if I have any US replays. Otto, Aztec Germany, Return of Kingslayer, Town Destroyers of the Sioux, or Iroquois, French-German first game. So maybe one of these two replays may have a replay for US, or maybe this one here. Sure, go right ahead. You can, if you have a good link to it, or send me a DM, that would be great. Oop, that is way too sensitive. And guess what? I got lucky. I found a US game. Greetings everyone, Angrade here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the US of A. We have Ha Ha Ya. On top left side as the blue Germans, we have Great Scythe 11. Of course, got the general named a foreign name. As spot as the other, and we got Ludwig Benham. Yes, good at pronouncing. I just DM'd up. Let's see what cards the US player has. We'll take a moment to see what cards. We'll have to wait until he actually selects a deck. And you said just DM it up. I think I see some DMs possible. I'll take a look at it when I get a moment. Hey, you want another US game? Training post not being built in the center of the map. US player has enough experience for shipment. And he does have a foreign name deck. Does have capitalism, Spanish immigration, coin, state militia, Frontier Defenses, Hamilton Economics, Virginia General Assembly, Russian American Company, Wood, United States Army, 54th Massachusetts Volunteers, Carbine Cavalry, Rolling Artillery, Advanced Artillery, Pulaski's Legion, Heavy Cannon, Culverins, Captured Rockets, 2,000 resources with 5 rockets. That's actually quite expensive, but that's a lot of rockets. Navajo Scouts, Washington's Legion, and Kovat's Legion. So Magyar Hussars and Grenadiers. With grenade launchers. Navajo Riflemen, I believe, are a skirmisher variant, of course, which also can be camouflage. Oh yeah, the card, yeah, it says actually in the description, and they can, this card can be sent in twice. For the German player, let's see. Team House of Hohenzollern. I can't pronounce any name in this game. Russian House increases town center attack and hit points for the entire team. Huh. Also affects command posts for your teammates, so that's probably good for a Maltese ally. Land grab. What's this card here? Palatine settlements. Rugged German colonial housing provides much more population per building, so increases the population cap by 20, so it makes your houses provide 30 population. Interesting. You could probably do a bit of math to figure out if that's worth it, but to me, off the top of my head, it doesn't seem worth it. Advanced arsenal, war wagons, rural mint, textile mill, field artisans, infinite higher Holy Roman Army, which is the Holy Roman Empire Army. After all, you can see Jaegers, Black Gliders, and Landsknechts. Oh, howdy. Sorry, I saw your message. Local bears being gunned on down.
Yeah.
And now the German player is aging up with the Philosopher Prince. Over here, Spanish immigrants being shipped on in after capitalism and eyeing for Delaware. We got Gentle Pete, gently petting the opposing explorer. 12 damage, standard attack speed, which is better than 6. But of course has 25% health as explorer. Another trading post being built.
Hello.
Hello. Outpost wagon now brought in, going for the militia. Or, no, that's pikemen. It does bring the pikemen, which don't degrade over time like the Minutemen. But of course, they're pikemen. I think the Minutemen will generally do better in combat. Though, if he does scout out all his opponent's trading posts, and these guys do have good torches, so this is actually good deployment to counter out the trading posts.
Orders?
Outpost wagon setting on up. We do now have some state militia being brought on in. Philosopher Prince still being aged on up, so we got delayed. Oh yeah, that's definitely a delayed age too in order to get out more trading posts, and the US player is properly countering it with a bunch of flaming sticks carried by guys with pointy sticks. Huh. Can they get town watches or town watch as well with this card? Wait a second. This card, all town center, all damage actions plus 50%. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, getting stuff mixed on up. So increases the town center's hit points by 30% and damage by 50%. That's quite a bit durable. Probably decent in a team game, especially if you have a Portuguese ally and or Maltese does also affect command posts. Or maybe both. Definitely interesting card. Definitely probably not a 1v1 card. Settler wagons now being employed in the field. We got a decent amount of state militia, which are effectively a variation of a skirmisher. More closer to archaic archer. Doesn't get the full damage multipliers. They actually have less range than a crossbowman, aren't they? Just realized that. They do, of course, have a bit of horde bonuses. So basically treat the same militia as crossbowmen. That's my opinion. After all, I think crossbowmen are actually just better than state militia. Yeah. Actually sort of weird. They have less damage, less range than crossbowmen. I'm sure they have a little bit extra anti-heavy multiplier, but they still effectively, I suppose, are slightly better against heavy infantry. Hussars are, or the free Uhlans from a shipment, are a great counter to the state militia. And the German players aging up to the Exile Prince. We got, of course, the Spanish pikemen here. And now he's aging up as well to New Hampshire. Get some homesteads and some cows. Delaware Blues give additional regular for each shipment you already sent so far as game, so one-time shipment of regulars. Bears being unbearable, you will kill them off and steal their grapes that they're trying to save for the winter. Pikemen and State Militia push way forward. We got the units, various villages being inside town center. Artillery foundry is now complete. Falconets could be a possibility. Maybe go for a round of Grenadiers right now wouldn't be half bad. There's a round of skirmishers. That will be useful. Wasn't paying attention to the shipment. That will, of course, give him some breathing room. Pikemen, of course, will not be good against skirmishers. And now they're backing on off. The general does go down to the Uhlans. Now we do have the rolling artillery being brought in. 3 Gatling guns are pretty useful against skirmishers. You still need something to engage those Uhlans.
What is your command?
Actually, the pikemen could help out with that. And regulars wouldn't be half bad as well. Maybe put them in defensive cover formation. Push for the Gatling guns, and I just protect them. What is camouflaged? That was Pete there. So something camouflaged, but I don't know what. Gatling guns could get a good volley on the skirmishers. Does get a good volley on the skirmishers. 3 Gatling guns for 1 shipment is a really good card. Oh, and those villagers ate those.
What are my targets?
It'll take more than that to keep me down.
Apparently, Gatling guns are pretty good against villagers. Never really realized that until now. But Gatling guns are vulnerable to a single culverin, able to one-shot them. These guys have 150 health. Culverin does do 160 damage versus artillery units.
What are my targets? Yes?
You now have the blockhouse wagon deployed in the field, and will be sniped. That is a pretty bad loss there. He does have a blockhouse here, so he does have a forward barracks. But more production structures never hurt. At least not you. State capital pulled in the field. I'm not sure what he has gotten research from it. I know you say you're learning how to play United States. Don't do that. Oh, nope, that's a skirmisher. I was thinking maybe that was a scout. Oh wait, no, that was the other person. Sorry, got you two mixed up. I'm a little bit... I always half-read the stuff. I always miss a word or two. A word or 5. We do now have, of course, still 1 trading post in the field. That's the only trading post on the field at the moment. An inspiring flag's been deployed on the field.
Ready to fire.
We do now have the French Canadians being shipped on in, which is from, what was it, Delaware he researched? Gives him 2 Napoleon guns, enable Napoleon guns to be rehired at the saloon. which are similar to a leather cannon, and also can bring in a factory. When the Napoleon guns come out, we can take a quick look at them. They may be able to complement the
What are my targets?
Gatling guns quite nicely. If I remember correctly as well, the unique aspect is they get an alternative close range weapon that does a bit more damage or AoE. Can't remember. They've been shipped on in.
Orders?
Or did he cancel them?
Ready to fire.
Those are Gatlings.
Orders?
Yes?
Oh, he did cancel them. Oh, so we can't take a look at them at the moment. We have some war wagons, of course, are light cavalry. Misleading, I would say.
Yes.
The skirmisher units wouldn't be half bad. Let's see, sort of hard to get an idea what his army is at the moment. 3 war wagons, 11 Uhlans, and some skirmishers. So he may be not eyeing for any more skirmisher play. He's just eyeing for war wagons and Uhlans. So cavalry. The Spanish pikemen won't be half bad in this then. And maybe state militia or sharpshooters would be a good unit to go along with them. Sorry about that. That was a good one. Actually, probably just regulars. Their bayonet will make them generally effective versus the Uhlans. If they have a gun to shoot everything at range. So yeah, maybe just regulars will just do just fine. He is eyeing for age 4. And the state he is eyeing... He is eyeing New Jersey, one of the worst states in the United States. Usually tries to compete with either Illinois or California. Germantown Center being employed on the field. Well, since we have a moment, let's talk about this card here, the Palatine Settlements. Increases the housing that your houses provide by 20, so it goes from 10 to 30. That means you need to go from 19 houses, which is about 1,900 wood, to needing, let's just assume 6 houses is a good number to keep track of. Effectively getting a shipment of over time of 1,200? No, now putting that context, if my math is not incorrect, not entirely bad. Let's just assume 18 houses for easier divided by 3. So 1,800 wood versus... Am math incorrect? 6 times 3 is 18, so 600 wood versus 1,800 wood. You know, that doesn't seem too half bad. But it's one of those things that's better later on, but you don't need all the extra housing immediately. So if you go for one house opener, going from 20 to 40 population, and let's assume you go up to 80, no, let's assume you go for, get 2 houses. And that puts you up to 60 population, so you get around 70 population. That's effectively saved you about 400 wood. On paper, it seems good. It may support a fast fortress or fast industrial build. This may be good for a fast industrial build card, but not good for standard play, I would say. Or standard if you're going for a prolonged colonial age. Because the value is something that you get more or less generated from over time. Yeah, it's hard to say. We have some Grenadiers upon the field. He has, I think, yeah, he looks like he's gotten Washington Legions shipped on in. He's now aging up with the Tycoon, which will give him a bit of a coin rebate if I'm correctly. The fort will provide some good defensive capability. Will do less damage versus these Grenadiers. Grenadiers will take a bit of damage. He's got this pikeman thing, push forward the Uhlans. Right now he does have 13 Uhlans. And that fort got ripped apart by a bunch of grenades and pikemen. Got a decent number of regulars here. He's starting to push way forward. The Grenadiers will do less damage for Zol Cavalry, so light cavalry wouldn't be half bad against them. Gatling guns firing away as well. Fires around. Uhlans and war wagons will be effective against the US composition right now. Gatling guns do less damage versus all cavalry as well. So the cavalry-based composition for the German player is quite effective. You also have a horse artillery piece, which loves to shoot everything, but prefers infantry.
Fetch a medic.
The regulars could affix their bayonets and charge against the Uhlans. Gotta keep these Grenadiers alive, keep them backing on off, but the Uhlans have been slowly whittling down, takes good AoE damage. Militia gets annihilated. Culverins firing away, they won't do much versus these Grenadiers, but they can just start firing away, get some damage fire support. Skirmishers got annihilated. The war wagons just here in too small numbers to deal with all the Grenadiers. And the Grenadiers actually do have decent AoE damage, 3.5 AoE effect. And plus they played a bit too much Team Fortress 2 with 1 AoE melee. Grenadiers now push way forward. Villagers are vulnerable to grenades. They're vulnerable to many things. Explosives tend to be a big killer of villagers and civilians. Though that's mostly in the form of landmines. Got these guys taking some big fire there. We do have some Navajo riflemen, which are light infantry units. Should be effective against war wagons. Heavy cannons going to get some great work done. Take some damage. Grenadiers do, of course, do siege damage, so they can bypass the range resist of the cannon. But the US player is going to be a pure victory if he does win, but he may not actually win. Oh, the US player does not win. The heavy cannons. Heavy cannons almost dead, but as long as they're alive, they can fire. Right now, the US composition was not good against all the cavalry, and the heavy cannons just ripped them apart. And that's the reason why I always say I'm biased towards heavy cannon when it comes to factory production. Because I like artillery. And yet, the civilization I play the most is Aztecs. The Skull Knights are also pretty good. Market has been redeployed. Wasn't paying attention, it got destroyed. Right now he does have artillery found in the field. He is going for a factory. The US player, of course, can bring in some factories of his own. Has shipped in the Morris Canals, give him 4 infrastructure wagons. All shipments arrive considerably faster. That's a nice little add-on effect. Not sure what he used infrastructure on. We got the Palzo Saloon. Not sure what he can deploy on the field. I really wish there's a way for me to see what's in the build queues. Especially for our saloons. We do now have the gear being collected on up. This Haudenosaunee Tomahawk could be rescued. We know as well Haudenosaunee Tomahawks are the native variant of the Tomahawk. They're more close to the revolutionaries. And they cost 0 population. That's a lot of culverins field. Did he go for Shima culverins? Now we've got a round of Magyar Hussars upon field. They have over 1,000 health. The war wagon's gonna be very useful. They will require all the artillery pieces. He's on a raid. Should focus on the heavy cannon first. Heavy cannons are much more threatening than the culverins, in my opinion. And now he does have access to build them normally, which usually they're actually a big button unit. He does take out all the artillery piece. And all the artillery goes down to the Magyar Hussars. Ooh. Now we've got a round of pikemen if you're ready to clean on up all the various cavalry units. Because round of pikemen, maybe just give him just good round out good composition, help deal with all the cavalry. And there goes the pikemen. Yeah, those Magyar Hussars did some great work there. Let's see, I can't tell you how much they cost unless I switch to the other player. Nope, I can't tell you how much they cost. But those 9 Magyar Hussars did some good work, and they cannot be trained at forts. You may actually want to go forward and build them out. I mean, right now they're over 1,000 health. And they offer 48 damage, which I think is equivalent to Guard Hussars. 1,000 health, that's getting to mercenary level of hit points, and they are a native unit. Which can only really deploy up by big button that's spawned over time by one of the German civs. Maybe something to help out with the war wagons could be the Shine Riders. They say they're good against cavalry, but they probably are heavy cav, so the war wagons could get some good damage. But maybe I can always go for some Kree trackers. You know, I have never really seen the Cheyenne Rider deploy on the field. I'm assuming they're heavy cav, but I honestly have no idea. Mill now being deployed in the field. Trying to deploy out also a plantation. And maybe I can get these structures built early on so we can start getting the research going before we transition to them. There is still some fun over here that Red is claiming. Red's been maintaining better feudal control, so is able to obtain all the hunts. German Explorer would like to go down. Do you have some sharpshooters? US player is now bringing steam powered. He does have a factor in the field, bringing some coin income. The saloons do offer a bit of a coin trickle as well.
I'm ready.
Yes.
You're supposed to have some coin back here.
Hello.
We do now have... We've got now the patrol being dispatched. Oh, it can be deployed at blockhouses. I don't know why I didn't think it can be deployed at blockhouses.
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, that coin deposit's now been cleaned on up. We've still got some coin over here, but he has been getting the estates research going before it's a mass transition to it. He is, of course, both players are age 4. It's also still a lot of fauna here. Froghorns. I wonder how they taste. Is it bad when I ever see an animal, I wonder how they taste? Or is that just normal? There is another factory now shipped on in. He's going deploying out some more culverins. His current factories are producing out coin, which since he has consumed all the coin deposits, that can help him alleviate his current situation. He has, of course, he improved the steam powered research as well, getting extra coin income. Right now, the US player just gotta guard something. Didn't pay attention.
What is your command?
Not regulars.
I'm ready.
Guard carabine cavalry, so it's starting to transition to some light cavalry. I was going to say, I'm biased towards heavy cannon, but if his opponent's going for light cavalry, heavy cannon definitely not the way. Round of walls there. Just trying to give a bit of a buffer. So we've got too many culverins here. His opponent has currently 0 siege weapons on the field. US player needs more housing.
Command.
Huh, no one's touched this trading post there, or the scaffolding site. So it's still an unclaimed site. US player now asking his factory to produce wood. Huh. He has not researched Hamilton economics yet either, which could give him a decent amount of refund. Rockets, the 5 captured rockets now upon field, which was quite expensive shipment. What was it? It was like 1,000, like 1,000 food, 1,000 wood. So he does have now a massive number of rockets, which are of course a heavy cannon variant, which offers I think a little bit higher base damage, less anti-infantry multiplier. Carving cavalry push way forward. The war wagons also guard variant as well. Pikemen advance way forward. Carving cavalry does take a volley there. Pikemen advance way forward. They do get ripped apart. And ooh, the culverins got a good volley on the rockets, taking out a good number of them. One rocket remains. Rocket fires away, gets hit there on the villagers, and all the rockets go down. A very, very poor position there by Red. Getting splashed down like that. Honestly, as much as I'm biased towards heavy cannon, like I always say, I'm also not a big fan of rockets. The long wind-up time is something I just don't like. Overall, great defense there by the Germans. The US players employ some sharpshooters, would be a good effective counter to the war wagons. So have to be careful about the horse artillery. Sharpshooters should be a good item, like I said, against those war wagons. Do now have a marker being put on field.
Yes?
Oh, he deleted his Uhlans. He's almost at pop cap. The US player. Oh. The US player has been. I just realized the US player has really been skimping on villager production, hasn't he? 31 versus 80. At that point in time, there's nothing much the US player could do in order to compete army-wise. He just does not have the economy. Sure, he's been maintaining a good amount of local fauna in order for food collection, able to get better food collection rate. Each villager providing 1.34 versus 0.97. But even at this point, it's like, that is not looking good for him. German players transition his factories to wood production. German economy is just doing good. The US economy, not so much. Mass production, so he's gonna go for heavy cannons. Very nice. He may want to bring his other factory on in. You are still limited to factories, even though he does have access to 3 cards of factories.
Hello.
The factories has the build limit set to 2. Now I've got some walls been put up by the US player, the basic palisade walls. Even though they look different, they look a little bit more less effective. They do offer the same health currently to his opponent's walls. US player also been maintaining good trade. All set to experience, however. This one is now being upgraded to stagecoach. Or this one. This one's not being pulling out a trade post. Field artisan, improving settler wagon collection rate by 35%. Double layered walls. He's on a fat slob. His walls. Oh. I'm not sure who deleted the villagers. But the German secondary economy is now starting to get the full swing.
Yes.
More skirmishers, more war wagons. This player's getting out some heavy cannon. Which I don't think will be effective. We do have some needle gunner, the Royal Guard skirmisher. Which does offer a little bit higher attack speed. I honestly can't remember what all the Royal Guard variants do. But this suggests higher attack speed.
I'm ready.
Who's trying to push forward? His army seems small, but large number of high population units. 5 culverins are on the field, which will be effective versus opponents' heavy cannon production. Carbine cavalry push forward. Needle gunners are protected by the war wagons to a certain degree. It'd be hard to select them. These units now engaging. Does start trying to counter barrage the heavy cannon there. Heavy cannon getting some decent damage, but only hitting the war wagons, not the needle gunners. It'd be a bit hard to clip the needle gunners when they're inside a war wagon. Always getting counter barrage there. Does have the Royal Culverin Royale. And the US Army's now destroyed. A couple more heavy cannons up back here. More carbine cavalry being put on field. The US player has quite a bit of economy sorting up. He needs to start deploying out units. Going for regular militia now. Yep, bringing the pikemen now. Pikemen do pop on out. Socket bayonet now being researched. He does get 3 more horse guns. Training post now in siege. Got some more carbine cavalry. Some sort of native livestock I think been captured. Not sure what though. Oh, there's a scout that was camouflaged. I wondered what that sound effect was. Got a decent amount of carbine cavalry here. We do now have some champion Navajo riflemen. They do have the same range as crossbowmen. Heavy cannons get annihilated by the culverins. Another heavy cannon in the back line. Culverins push way forward. Culverins really 360 no scope that man. Rainbow's under fire. There goes another heavy cannon. We do got some carbine cavalry. Some did enter the melee range. And now the heavy cannons receiving massive fire. All the heavy cannons are down once again. The US player is going for more carbine cavalry. His resource reserve has mostly been consumed. Stable does go down.
What are my targets?
What are your targets? Over here. Oh, Red does go in back of the game now. There's Angray saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. You said you submitted a replay into me? First, let me just go ahead and delete this one. It was this one, right? Let's see. Don't see a replay there. Oh, did you by chance send it to me through Discord? Let me open up Discord. Ah, there. Yep. Oh yeah, you sent me a message. Like, sorry, I haven't had time to read it. I've been a little bit busy. Load, recorded games, open save games. Window. Close out of Discord. Oops. Actually close out of my Twitch stream. Back up. There we go. My apologies. Load, recorded games, and there's your replay. You mentioned before, and there's a US player. So that may help that one person out. Seeing that. Of course, a 3v3, and I'm going to have trouble maintaining contact or summary of everybody. There we go, and perfect. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. On the south side is the Green America. We got Peyo. Peyo. On as the Red Germans, we have Don Stowe 3. On as the Magenta or Maroon Chinese, we have Ribbon 52. On the north side as the Yellow Ottoman, we have Constantino. And spawn as the Pink Ottoman, we have ABI. And spawn as the Blue Italians, we have Ahelia. Oh, and this is a faction war, not faction war. This is a high yield combat. Oh crap, this is gonna go chaos immediately. Yep, everybody starts out what, 20,000 resources? Oh boy. Let's see, I'm gonna just quick take a bit peruse of everybody's decks. I don't see any team cards here. I don't see team cards here. I don't see the Lombard card, but we don't need a Lombard on this amount of money. We do have the Team Cavalry Attack. Writing, Scoping, Research, Deathmatch. That's the term I'm looking for, Deathmatch. And over here, I don't see any team cards. Not familiar with this card, Flight Archery. Oh yeah, they keep on changing some icons, and I always forget which one's which. Do now some forward and backline fortifications being deployed on out. Do got a round of war wagons and Ulans and some town militia. We got a massive number of cowboys. Holy crap, that's... Oh, and... Sorry, the replay's not bugged out. Oh, sorry about that. That replay is no good. Oh, let's do this one here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever cast a deathmatch game. I'm just going to be blunt. I'll say I would not do very well. I already have trouble with team games. Now a deathmatch team game? Oh boy. Probably my summary would be, everybody's shooting. They're everywhere, then shoot everywhere. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the top right side is the blue US of A, we have Spoony Deer. Spawn on the south side is the red Portuguese, we have the Flying Jaguar. Can you pet a Flying Jaguar? Can you only pet if it's on the ground? Can you pet if it's in the air? How does Jaguar taste? No, I don't think I ever ate any form of cat. That probably sounds horrible. I never ate a big cat. Or a small cat. or a medium cat. Medium-sized cats include like lynx and such as, well, lynx and bobcats. Either way, the US player has not selected a deck just yet. The Portuguese are neither. Strong likelihood the Portuguese players will be eyeing for a heavy amount of town centers. We do also have some yaks on the field. A very important naval unit to go along with some of the local dogs. I cannot speak, can I? In the Tengri Shrine, some Tengri Wolves, and the Atar Archers. Kitty Cat will go down. I wonder how he would taste. You'll get wood from him instead, not food. No, I just realized something. The story of the Nemean lion from Greek mythology. It wasn't like Hercules killed it and then turned its hide into a cloak because its hide was incredibly tough. Sorry, I don't know why that popped in my mind. Either way, we do have some yaks. They're in the center of the map. Of course, we do have a yak here. And the Portuguese player has selected a deck, the land deck, and it looks like a super turtle deck because I see rum distillery. We do, of course, have furriers, so he's going to eye for more hunts. Does have sawmills, which is not bad because wood does collect up slow, but honestly not a high priority card. We do also got advanced mills and advanced plantations. The extra hit points are not important. The reduction of cost can be useful, but even then, I think, you know, I actually don't know what civilizations can or can't get like +1 deployment of a farm or mill card. They do ship in 1 mill and 1 plantation there, so that's quite nice. We also got Federitas here as well. So we got the Ultra Turtle Portuguese playstyle. Also got the pretty Bordelsalas. I don't know how to pronounce some of these names. And of course got some Oregon gun cards here. Gunpowder attack. So probably going to see a bit of Castador, Oregon gun, and Ultra Turtles. Oh, perfect. The Second Amendment. That's what we need.
Yes?
Which does include the Irish, French, and German immigrants. So a lot of immigrants, European immigrants. Let's see. We do also have the U.S. Marines, so he's going for militia cards. Yeah, he does have the conscription Minutemen companies here. And long rifles does affect the state militia as well as the Minutemen, getting +4 ranged Minutemen. So we got a militia deck versus Ultra Turtles. We also got some water here of the Marines and the Marine life. So this should be quite interesting. That's okay. They're just going forward to hunt, and if he takes a look at his opponent's deck, he should realize his opponent's going to turtle in. It will be safe for him to not. Should be relatively safe to go around claiming all the local fauna. Got the French immigrants in the field, or being shipped on in. Red is eyeing for a trading post there. Got the age up, got the Logistican. Huh, nobody's claimed all the yaks. I guess they talk back too much. Unless... Could the Portuguese player eyeing for a fake out goes for a deck that seems like Ultra Turtle and go apply the aggression?
Hold on.
Do you not have the covered wagon full in the field? They just use crack shot against the monkeys. It's not really worth it deploying against monkeys. Even if they do have 60 coin, that you're going to still appropriate. There's a town center there. You know, you don't have town militia. Town militia will probably be a little bit better. He also should perhaps deploy the estate and the mill in between the two town centers to give him some coverage.
Preparado.
Got the general gunning down a villager. We got Virginia being selected. US player's going for a late age up because he doesn't need to be aggressive. He sees his opponent's deck. Or I'm assuming he's seen his opponent's deck. Portuguese player going for blunderbuss and great coat. You don't really need that. For the Italians, you get to get a free villager per research, and so this stuff that costs us less than a villager is a great item to research early on. Blunderbuss can be nice. Not really. The great coat can be quite nice, just to prevent stuff from dying, or your villagers from dying. But the blunderbuss is one of those, you really need it sometimes. There's the Minutemen pushing the way forward. They do, of course, less damage versus the villagers. They also have horrendously bad siege damage. They would upgrade down to 100 health, but that's still a good unit at 100 health. Sorry, 101 health. This one has some crossbowmen, which won't get bonus damage on the Minuteman, as they're classified as neither light nor heavy. Neither light nor heavy. There's a round crossbowman. Wait, you just pulled that out from the town center? I guess you just pulled that out from the town center. I forgot that you can do that. Wait. Can you build crossbowmen out from the town center? I don't remember seeing Portuguese doing that. And I don't play Portuguese. I didn't realize the Portuguese could pull out crossbowmen from their town center. Yeah, he's using his town center as a crossbowman deployment. Was that related to the Logistican as a part of his age up? Maybe that's it. Musketeers now being shipped on in. So maybe the Portuguese player is going hyper aggressive, using his town centers as forward barracks. That would be interesting. US player has a good number of regulars. I've always said as well, crossbow not really a counter heavy unit. They're more of a soft counter rather than a hard counter. Right now they're at 17 range, it's actually pretty good. But 16 damage with plus 25% damage multiplier puts them up to 20.
I'm ready.
Regulars, of course, have 25 damage.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Straightforward, takes a little bit of damage there. Crossbows do cost 80 still. I like the Ethiopian crossbowmen, which can get down to 60. Spine flag has been pulled in the field, which would be a great defensive spot there. Militia does get gunned down. The regulars do offer 14 range, able to help reach. Looks like the Portuguese units have +1 range from something. Not sure from what though.
Preparado.
And Blue does win out the fight. He has nothing to garrison town center. Regulars do have okay siege damage at 22. This player has a shipment available. No more military shipments. Maybe Springfield Armory. He's going for medicine. Makes his villages cheaper and build faster. It's a card which I think should be pretty good, but yet I can never really make it work. After all, it's one of those shipments that takes time to give you value rather than providing immediate value like most shipments. After all, deploying a shipment of military units give you more value and they take time to fire their guns. Another round of crossbowmen there, so red has stabilized the assault. Crossbowmen are not good at siege damage, so they're not really good aggressive units. Round of militia being pulled in the field. The Portuguese players going for villagers. Both players have 22 villagers, so I think the Portuguese player cut villager production a little bit too much. More regulars being shipped on in. Going for Tennessee. I don't remember what Tennessee's state cards are. Nor what he got. Virginia plan. Gave you +2 shipments. This is a card you want to go for, I would say, immediately. You spend 1 shipment to get 2 shipments. The cost for additional shipments do not go up. The cost for making shipments more expensive only increases as you start earning shipments. But if you get added shipments to your inventory, it does not increase the cost. This is a card that there's no downside to going for immediately. Unless you really want to deploy it out and be greedy. And this is self-limitation. The extra town, all existing town centers spawn 6 Minutemen. They retain the hit points for 75% longer, so you may be eyeing that for a little bit later when it gets more town centers. The US Marine card will make it so they don't degrade whatsoever, but also means they do have a give out kill bounty in return. And also they actually get okay siege damage, actual siege damage. They also get anti-ship attack. Can't really say what that is off the top of my head. Plus 725% siege damage. Let's just assume that times that by 7. It actually gets them close to like 40 siege damage. Actually not bad. Over mountain settlers. Gives ships for settlers. Greatly improves settlers in range combat. Makes natural resources longer. It will give them plus 12 damage to range. Which is not bad.
Yes?
Right now they have 6 damage. So you got them for blunderbuss, I believe. So this will put them up to 18 damage, maybe a little bit higher. Don't remember if Blunderbuss gives a percentage damage increase or a set bonus damage increase. The best card, the civilization who has the best card for that is, I think, the Native Americans. I know the Aztecs can get a age 4 card to improve their villager damage by 20, right? The only problem is, well, I really wish these cards that say, oh, give villagers X amount of damage, I really wish they give them attack move order. That would make them a bit more convenient to use. Other one is Watauga Association ships to outposts. All current and new existing quality outposts gives you +2 state militia. Also gives +10 population cap. Microphone, which can go combo quite well for a lot of US decks. There's a lot of US cards that give a handful of outposts. There's like a ×3 one H3 and ×2 and H2. This can make it up to 7. Plus the Russian American company also does get affected by it. So you can get up to 9 outposts, each effectively based on cards, which will give you 90 population and 18 state militia. Granted, it's across like 5 or 4 cards, but you also get a lot of defensive fortifications. It's not bad. You can really maximize your outpost playstyle as the US. Of course, he has aged up. There's a lot of things to go for. Okay. I think Red backed out of the game. Okay. Thank you for watching. Have next next replay. Now that's a shame. That was really disappointing. Why was that uploaded? Whoops. Not fast forward. Not that button. Way too sensitive. There we go. Greetings everyone, and great here. I have another Age Powers 3 replay. So on bottom right side as the blue Chinese, we have Ferox. On top left side as the red Hsua, we have Vindian. And I still don't know how to pronounce this name. More I look at it, more I change my pronunciation. Asua? I have like, is this 1 syllable or 2 syllables or 3 syllables? No. Yeah, it's definitely not Hsua, because that would be H-A-S. Hausa? Either way, he's going some village doggos. And China. No deck selected just yet. Does pull out trade post here. When it comes to natives of the map, we got the very important yaks. They like to talk back. They'll show them who's boss. Nice thing as well, both civilizations would love to get that livestock. But Hosua, of course, have the livestock market. The Chinese does have villages. Villages, of course, have free livestock pen. So you can get them fattened up quite nicely. And then you can eat them. Because they probably taste delicious. Like most animals. Got some lions being killed off by the Emir. Stealing the written record of philosophy, problem-solving philosophy. Which is Akuna Matata. After all, she's already killed off the boar. So Pumbaa's down, Simba's down, and then Timon is now claimed. He some C Sim C?
请下命令。
G some Sim C.
是的，准备就绪。
Oh, she doesn't say it, so I'm not sure what it's a reference to. And Emir is named Queen Amina. Does kill off the honey badger and steal the fancy leathered hat. Or sandals, not hat. So, there goes the footwear of that honey badger, you monster. And you steal that man's hides for 50 coin. Training Players has a shipment going for the rush deck. So we do have the Mandarin Duck Squad as well as the new army. Transform all Chukanus and Arquebus, which can give you a nice little bit of power spike. Chengdo, Quang Pikeman and Chengdo Swordsman. That will give them quite a bit more of a power spike right there. So one-time investment. Either start spamming out old Han armies, then you can go for that to give them a big upgrade. There's probably some sort of calculation you can do in order to figure out when that becomes cost effective. After all, this card does cost 400 food, which is expensive for a one-time upgrade, to say the least. Of course, got Step Riders, Castle, Flamethrower, Rickshaw. So it does have 2 flamethrowers available in Age 2. Diplomatic Intrigue, Rattan Shields. You have double face armor. Repelling Volley. No Western Reforms card. Overall, looks like I got a lot of military cards here, but it looks like it's maybe just going to be around the new army. And get some other units deployed on the field, and then pop out new armor right before an assault. Summer Palace not being deployed on the field. Hosua has a land deck. And he does not want all the water on the field. He already has gone for the Emir Akatasin, another Emir on the field. We do have Elephant Knights and Commissaries. Trying to see if there's more of the Emir cards. Yep, we got another Emir card here, so we may go for triple Emir. Now bringing the shipment of raiders. Not sure what he aged up with, but I don't see the Songhai raid button there, so no raider big button or small button. War camp now deployed in the field, which will give him the small button raiders. Costs a lot more food though. Yak here. Summer Palace is deploying out the standard army, which is not the Old Han army. We do now have some Quang pikemen being shipped on in, as well as some wood. Outposts deployed in the field. Quang pikemen will be useful against the raiders. Currently there are 6 livestock here. Not all of them can be at the village. This yak tends to talk too much back. And that's why he's not part of the village. He can be retasked over here to get fattened up. The Emirs and the Raiders push way forward. Now got the Quang Pikemen pulled in the field. Quang Pikemen still have good siege damage like other pikemen. The damage is one less than other pikemen, but there still should be a decent unit. Extra versus Raiders.
请下命令。
The Shalom Master does take some fire there. Or stabs. Now got some Javelin Riders there. We got a large amount of cavalry just deployed on the field. He may just need out more Quang Pikemen. Going for some standard armies to help him chase down the Raiders. One villager does go down. But right now he needs to pull out some units. He has quite a bit of food and wood at the moment. Bring in the Old Han armies. Chukanos can help him gauge the Javelin Riders. We do also now have some Fulani archers help engage the Quang Pikemen. Those handful of Steppe Raiders wouldn't be half bad. He may need to get all three basic units. Go for standard armies and Old Han armies. Some of these villagers getting hit there. These villagers need to back on off. Got quite a bit of force there. There's the Chuko news. Pikemen finds the opportunity to gauge the Raiders. Chuko news are gonna get overran. Chuko news looks like focus on the Javelin Riders. Quang Pikemen cover formation. Out the sentries and irregulars. Lonnie Archer's doing just fine. Don't think I've seen any Steppe Riders. Irregulars are now be picked on off. Some of these villagers may need backing off out of there. Blue has a good number of villagers exposed in this region. Does have another village. I think he spoke too many villages. He's at 90 population out of 41, though his army was larger. Another Old Han army deployed in the field. Now do have Steppe Riders. Shimon 7 of them could be very useful. Not too many raiders in the field. Now we got a good number of Javelin Riders, so he needs to perhaps go for more standard armies. Chukanos will help engage those Steppe Javelin Riders, and the Raiders help engage the Fulani Archers. By the way, he just needs more Chuko news. Now, a shipment of Ming army, which will give him Pikemen and Keshiks. He doesn't really need Keshiks at the moment. Yeah, the Keshiks won't be that useful. He's not fighting against too many Raiders. And he doesn't need too many pikemen. There's a lot more Fulani archers here, and we've got some Gyros here for healing. Very nice. We'll be able to heal up the formation. We got a good number of Steppe Riders blowing the field. There's a good number of Javelin throwers here as well. Javelin Riders. Got army of 57 versus 54, at least when it comes to total population. They have some military sizes. We now have the Palace of Mina to give him access to another palace and some influence. More Old Han or standard arms being built. Consulate now going on up. He does have a decent amount of export. He has almost shipment available. Maybe going to go for Diplomatic Intrigue. That will give him basically 375 export. Yes, he's going for that. But who should he invest into? That I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who he should get as an ally. My first thought maybe was Ottomans for some Azaps and some Delis. But Azaps will be countered by the Fulani Archers. They're heavy infantry. And the Azaps will do less damage, only do bonus damage against heavy cav out of range, if I remember correctly as well. Kashik's getting some decent damage there on the Raiders. Red's army's moving around. Another more Keshiks and Quang Pikemen. Yeah, let's go for the British. Going for some musketeers.
是的，
Musketeers will give them a nice little bonus. They will still be countered by those Fulani archers, but their guns are just generally good. So they'll be effective versus a little bit of everything.
Ready.
No shim available just yet. He can probably bring in... maybe around Livid Knights wouldn't be half bad. Actually, maybe Uncanny Nobles? Not sure. He's going for the Livid Knights. Livid Knights are heavy cav with mixed armor. Heroes tooting their horns. Kashyyyks need to make sure they start hitting those raiders. There are a counter unit like the Javelin Riders. Emir is starting to go on down. Got still a good number of True Canoes in the back. A good number of Redcoats as well. Here are still tooting their horns. They're classified as infantry and healing unit, not classified as heavy nor light. More old Han armies now being deployed on out. We got a good number of palaces now being built. Old Han armies being pulled in the field. Going for another standard army as well. And now we've got mostly army of Javelin throwers and Fulani archers. Let's of course have a handful of Livid Knights for heavy cav. But Chukanos are still a unit he should generally be eyeing. Pikemen, Quang Pikemen wouldn't be half bad, but not a perfect unit in this situation. But yeah, I think Old Han army is still the way to go. Or standard armies for Chukanus and Steppe Riders, or standard army. We got the Mandarin Duck Squad now pulling the field, against some access to a flamethrower, which only does 20% less damage versus cavalry, nothing too insignificant. Also does times 6 against infantry, so it's still an anti-infantry tool. Got this army moving around. They need to turn around and fight. Flamethrower takes some fire there. The castle does not do a whole lot of damage, honestly. Chukanos firing away. Steppe Riders push forward. And there goes the flamethrower. Blue does leave behind some of his army so he can escape on out of there. You have a castle here. More musketeers have been pulling forward on in. We've got the Radishes been pulling field with our shock infantry, which will be the same as the Steppe Rider. They're also classified as a native, American, not a mercenary. He is deploying out another flamethrower. 2 flamethrowers on the build queue. There's a rack of shields. $16 damage. Good movement speeds. And infantry, shock infantry. Yep. Comparison to Steppe Riders, they offer a similar damage and health. Steppe Riders also do times 2 damage versus infantry, so they will be effective versus those Fulani archers, doing Hussar level damage. So they're being picked apart here. He should only use the Quang Pikeman to torch it down. Everything else doesn't really offer good torch damage. Flamethrower is now engaging it. Don't really know how effective flamethrowers are to engage buildings. They do have times 400% damage multiplier against them. But I can never really tell with them. Now I've got a big engagement here. Rattan shields and pikemen now engaging the various cavalry for the Hausa. Cavalry's gonna go down for Red. And there's, ooh, got a raid there. The Zapsu Cavalry. That does give him a nice little flanking there. A good number of Lithan Knights and Raiders. Does back on off. I think he should have pursued forward. Two canoes for ripping apart the javelin throwers. Flamethrowers need to start focusing on the Fulani archers. Two canoes gains good damage. All the cavalry's gone down. Red's now backing on off. Rattan shields also summons to life. There's the age up for the Hausa.
大显将至，流水之期不久矣。
Jala Master does go down there. We do now have more raiders being deployed on out. Wasn't paying attention to what he was aging off to. Has a shipment available. And I'll bring in the Lithan Knights. Oh, that's a no wonder that card sounds pretty good. It's for camp and watchtower. So we had one watchtower and 4 palaces. Or 5, I believe. We do now got the elite ranged warriors and hand cavalry. Chinese player has enough food to age up, needs a lot more coin. This coin deposit is almost consumed. Does have this coin deposit here, as well as this gold deposit down here. Villages and the trading posts will be set ablaze. This will put him below pop cap. You now age up. And now it's going for the Confucian Academy to give him some free flying crows and also gives him 8 arquebusts. You also need to pull out some more villages. Import of cannons research complete, so now you can bring in what, falconets? Bring a shipment of influence, as well as some elite javelin riders. They're still being built.
Ina sauraro.
Yes.
3 falconets. You also go for another Emir once he gets enough influence for it. 1,000 influence is quite a bit. He sells tokens influence back here. Probably not enough for that shipment. Got these Quang pikemen trying to torch down this structure. You can turn around and stab these horses. I got a big conflict here. First strike for the Chinese. Flamethrower firing away. The flamethrowers need to be micro forward to hit those flying archers. There's various melee units trying to hit those falconets. Falconets do get some shots on these infantry units. One falconet still alive, and looks like it's going to be protected. Who's now backing on off. His flamethrower does get overran as well. Got more heavy cav here. This time the Discipline Meteor Hammers and the Discipline Iron Flails. Now I got the Camel train. A train of 2 of them. Tucanos do take a bit of fire there. We can do now the Juku Na Wa. Nailed it. Give him more Girots and villagers. There goes that village. And he is currently, the Summer Palace is currently building out those Forbidden Armies. We have a number of these hand mortars. Hand mortars, I believe, are the anti-artillery unit for the Chinese, doing times 6 damage versus artillery pieces, bumping the damage from 5 up to 30. How amazing! They do offer a 34 range, so they're a pretty good anti-artillery unit. As much as I joke about that, they're also pretty cheap one population, so they're meant to be much more spammable than Culverin, of course. Who's now engaging, has a good number of true canoes in the back. Got some separators right forward. Got some arquebuses on the back line as well. I'm not sure. I think all the siege weapons down for the Hausa. Mortars still firing away. They only have 50% range resist. One AoE is also not good against infantry, so you can start damaging stuff slowly. Crossbows firing away. Gear's getting a bit of, looks like a bit of AoE, and red's not falling back. Looks like blue is technically 1, but the armies still seem pretty similar to me. Got army of 38 versus the army of 51. So and their current population is quite similar. You now have the mission fervor being researched. That almost looks like one of the Aztec cards can get and make mercenaries cheaper. Separators may be picked off here. Got some Chengdo swordsmen here. You also could eye for the new army to upgrade this current one. It has a good number of Chuko news. An archivist does cost 85. A Chuko is technically worth 85 as well, but definitely much better quality than the archivist. Actually, 18 damage versus 15. Actually quite similar, aren't they? Do of course a 16 range versus 20 and better and the same multipliers. Huh. The quality is not too different actually. Get the extra health and range resist. And if the biggest key factor is actually extra range, so no, they're not too terribly dissimilar though. Do now have a good number of forbidden arms per point view. I'm for the heavy cav. Bringing a shipment of meteor hammers. Universe now in siege. Red's now pushing forward to see a bit of damage. More of the heavy cav pushing forward as well. If you can focus with his light infantry against the cavalry, it can be quite useful. Quite a bit of units stacked up here. The iron flails do a bit of AoE damage. Looks like the Red's army starting to get overran. Flying archers firing away, getting some great work done. We also got still a single flamethrower on the field. And we do also have a Flying Crow. He needs to micro that onto the Flying Archers to get some great damage there. Flying Crows do good damage versus everything. Does do less damage versus cavalry. No bonus damage versus infantry like other heavy cannons. Of course, we do have some of the British redcoats now being employed in the field. And right now, Chinese population is 146 versus 155 at the moment. Going for another round of Girots. Now, universities being built there. Shipment of influence being... Oh wait, never mind, that's not a shipment of influence. That's just the universities being set to influence. I'm just going crazy. We do now have shipment of the Emir Kano, so we get some Magadis and another hero, which I'm not sure where his current heroes are at. Ah, they're taking a nap. That'll be 3 heroes. I don't know if the... Oh, he did just get that. I don't know if any of these affect heroes. Oh, but you can get another hero here. Markernalism just is being researched now. Has another shipment available. And we do have Triple Town Center for the Hausa. We do now have the territorial armies now being employed in the field. Good volley there. Does take out that Javelin Rider. Here's tooting their horn. Got some mortar fired. Cavalry now push way forward, trying to find another opportunity to engage. Right now, some Chengdo Swordsman playing Pikeman over here could be quite nice. He does have Genoa Chengdo Swordsman. Swordsman advance way forward, flamethrower engaging. Almost all the heavy caps gone down. Chengdo Swordsman come for a nice flank. Arquebus and Chupanews will get some great damage on the Javelin Riders. And now got a flank here with some disciplined iron flails on the Fulani archers, but they're quickly focused down. Arquebus advancing along the flank as well. Looks like Blue will force back Red's army. Hausa player does have 90 or 85 villagers, so he's maxing out his villagers pretty quickly. His opponent only has 49. Now bringing a ship, Manchurian Cavalry Archer Mercenaries. Can't remember how thick they are at the top of my head. I guess we have to wait and see shortly. Flying Crow could be picked off here. There's the Cavalry Archers. Offer 27 damage, has twice attack speed. So overall, effective like cavalry. Offer also 5 nearly over 400 health as well. Now these units starting to engage there. We do got the various heavy cap flanking onto them. It looks like the Chinese army is just simply much, much larger. The Hausa player is down to 163 military units. His opponent is up to 177. But for a round of 4 Falconets, that can be very useful. This one has a good number of flamethrowers on the field and has gotten them disciplined. Flying archers do have good range, so they can get some good first shots. Flying crow gets a good hit there. Flying crow push way forward as well. Flying crow does get picked on up. Flying archers engaging. Flying crow does go down. It looks like Red Army just getting disintegrated by the arquebusts and Shuko News. +4 range to Flani archers. That will put them even more range than this one, arquebusts. Got a good number of falconets deployed on the field. Blue has to back away from that. That is a large number of falconets. That can annihilate any formation of infantry. Did Blue back out of the game? Why did Blue back the game? He was actually run out of fauna on the side of the map. And the house supplier does have a good number of villagers, so I think yeah, it looks like Blue ran out of steam. Has some berry bushes there, but it looks like he was just running out of resources on the map and did not have the second economy. So yeah, that was a great game. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I have noticed there was a bit of a sound bug starting to develop, so I'm going to restart the game. How do I fix the sound bug? This is the only way I know how to fix the sound bug. I don't know if anybody has a better idea, but this way is simple enough. And while this booting on up, I'm going to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. Game not boot, or is it just in the background? It's in the background. There we go. And let's take a look at this one. I see, ow, your town destroyer didn't something. Greetings everyone, and Great here of another Age of Empires 3 replays. One on the bottom right side is the Red French. We have Abadu 401, and spawn on the top left side is a Blue Iroquois. We have Greven. When it comes to natives on the map, we do have the Cree settlement, which can be accessed to some skirmishers, and the Iroquois the Boys, which is a French villager variant. And Australian Rider, which sounds like it's a heavy cav that's good against other cav. Not exactly sure. Got the Discovery Traverse being punched in the face by the scout, or being stabbed by the Shoshone scout. Local doggo will go down and will seal his choke cherry trees. The monster, the fruit was meant for his pups. And he's actually getting some decent damage there, so decides to take time to build a long house with it, or maybe not. Gotta be careful of it. Don't want to lose it for no good reason. Trading post here. No deck selected just yet, and no deck selected just yet. We got some sheep here. You can lead them to glory, the sheeple. The Bandit Rider does have 14 damage and 8 range. That is not that great. The Bandit Rifleman has 40 damage and 15 range, so that is clearly much better. We got some French villagers. We got the 1v1 deck, which looks pretty standard. We got Sensuous. We got Royal Fencing School. Fencing Always Rifleman. Yeah, it looks like a pretty much standard French deck. For the Iroquois, he has enough experience for a shipment. He will kill off a bear. Do drugs, kill a bear. Such a good line from Fallout New Vegas. And we do have a ship available going for the Town Destroyer. So he's already got an H2. That must have been... Wait. That is a 5 villager H2. He went for the Messenger. He is... Don't kill the wolves. Kill your opponent's town. I think he's waiting for the Town Destroyer to be built. This will give him a bit extra food. And maybe a good idea to... He has activated the community plaza. Gain that little bit extra food. Can give him another villager to improve the... Yep, he can get 2 more villagers now. Go for the 2 villagers. He needs to be a bit more aggressive. He does have extra health for the moment. He may want to activate... Does the Iroquois get a healing dance? The healing dance could be very useful if he has access to it. He's going for 2 more villagers. Very good. He's too idle. His opponent... now think about it. If your opponent doesn't deploy out housing, you don't really need nothing to really destroy, is there? Either way, he's collecting up a lot of wood. I think he saw looked at his opponent's deck going for Town Destroyer. The Red Scout will spot everything he needs to see, which is very little there, which means he knows that he's going to be the aggressive Town Destroyer. He needs to be a bit more aggressive. There you go. He sealed up a little bit. Remain idle. The outpost has 2,000 health. It will take around less than 10 torches to torch it down. Burn straight for the town center. The explorer comes back, start putting rounds into the war chief. Throw some torches there. And he is French. The French villagers could just stop chopping down wood and start shooting the explorer. The war chief does 75% less damage versus villagers, so he is ineffective versus villagers. House being built there, that's just a free target. Scout coming up for a shank. Scout does go down. And overall, this rush is not going too well. He brings in the Royal Fencing School. He knows his opponent has basically nothing there. A handful of Royal Musketeers, all he needs. Oh, he also got some horsemen on the field. Was not paying attention to that. But the Royal Musketeers do have a charge attack to give him a lot of extra damage to burst down individual targets. And Blue does back the game as well. He is far too idle of Town Destroyer. He should not attack these wolves. Did too much damage to him, I believe. I think the problem was these wolves. Either way, that's Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Guess his rush was thwarted by treasure guardians. And the Royal Musketeers were definitely a good call for defense. Either way, let's do Aztecs versus... No, we haven't... Let's do Ottoman versus Aztecs. A little bit too sensitive. There we go. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on bottom right side is the red Aztecs. We have Dutch Lightning. Spawn on top left side is the blue Ottomans. We have Cluck. Gotta say that menacingly. Of course, got their initial treasure, the chop wood faster. No deck select just yet. No deck select just yet. Of course, when it comes to natives map, of course, got the native House of Vaza, gives you access to Royal Arquebus as well as to the Winged Hussar. Royal Arquebus can give you Age 2 Skirmisher. Against Aztecs, maybe not super useful due to the fact that they more rely on Slingers as well as Coyote Runners Age 2. They do have Puma Spear, great for torch damage, but that's about it. But yeah, and for the Aztecs, getting the Royal Arquebus could be quite nice because Ottomans, all their barracks units are heavy infantry, so Royal Arquebus will be useful against the Ottomans. Winged Hussars give you a nice Hussar variant. And we do also have the House of Oldenburg, which give you access to the Royal Hunter, another Villager variant, and the Northern Musketeer, which only costs food. Great to go along with the Royal Hunter. Musketeer with low hit points but high damage, so it takes more of a skirmisher approach, while still being a musketeer approach. Huh, that's not bad. Your villagers and fishing boats gather a small bit of coin while hunting and fishing. Or that also affects the fishing whale, but either way, the research itself is 600, so I'm not sure how long it takes to get that recovered. Ottoman players bring a shipment of villagers. Eagle Scout does give it damage there. We do now have the local doggos being killed on off, going to see a life guard. He also has gotten 2 companions so far. I highly disagree with that. I believe it's better for the Aztecs to kill off all the guardians. The ×2 experience aura is quite powerful. Not only does this deny experience kills, it also denies double experience kills and generally donates your experience to your opponent as he starts killing them off. So he could have got another, what, 32? No, that's 32. 32 and 36, about 70 experience, which is would have got him a shipment or another shipment already. He's gone for villagers. He is not aged up just yet. We do now have the quartermaster being employed on out. He has he has a good number of villagers on wood. He may be eyeing for a barracks. The deck is Fast Fortress 11 versus 1. Let's see. You have the Palace Intrigue. Number of Delhi cards you can use for a bit of early aggression. Has a lot of cool resource shipment cards, as well as the ×2 town center. And a good number of supply cards. Looks like a pretty standard Ottoman deck. Aztecs got the land deck. He does have access to warrior priests. Some coyote cards. We've got the Coyote Temple, the Slinger Temple, and the Jaguar Prowl Knight Temple, and even Knight Combat as well. And also all the Knight cards as well as a Slinger card. Very nice. Usually, I think you should generally always get the Skull Knight Temple. Skull Knights are one of the best units of the game. They are really, really good. I'm biased towards them. But against Ottoman, Jaguar Prowl Knights wouldn't be half bad, assuming he's going for barracks units, because Jaguar Prowl Knights, a halberdier variant, does do ×3 damage from heavy infantry. The more Jaguar Prowl Knights is more or less the placeholder for the skirmisher, late game skirmisher rifle infantry against heavy units, which I suppose slingers are a pretty good archaic unit as well. They retain the ×2 bonus damage multiplier against heavy, and they do also have the twice attack speed. Slingers are honestly a little on the overpowered side. They're good. And unlike other archaic archers, they have a lot less wind-up time, I believe, as well. So it feels like you don't really get as much overkill. Projectiles move, I think, instant, as opposed to archers slightly slower. I don't know why. Slingers just feel like they perform well above when they should. And also, like, they're cheap, like 70 resources? I'm an Aztec player, and I think slingers are a little bit on the strong side, honestly. Go ahead and pick up the Polish Wing Hussar. Wings of a Polish Hussar. You're also going for another trading post, Travis's. Very nice. He can get his 3 trading posts, resource trading posts. Or you can eye for some natives. Snipes the gunman with a gun. And there's a war hut there from his age up. And he has one ship available. He could go for the slingers. Probably a good idea to start queuing up the slingers for deployed out the war hut. There we go. He may have waited a moment just to ensure that he get deployed out at the war hut, but he could have deployed a lot sooner. But sometimes you never know how much time you need. Witch Hunter is now getting hit. The death just deserts pikeman. It's also stabbing the explorer. Prophet Rigip Tidip Angorin Igdogan. I don't know how to pronounce words. And the war hut actually makes its torch down before the slingers come out, which is going to be a big problem. That's that. He does have to rely on the war hut there. Does point the Jaguar. There's the slingers, and there's also the big button Jaguar Prowler Knights. If I gets a good number of Janissaries, so Jaguar Prowler Knights will do some great work. Times 3 damage. They're an excellent unit here. Of course, this is the only Jaguar Prowler Knights that can get this age. They're starting to get promoted. Taking him down. He does not have the War Chief over here for a times 2 experience. Going for some priests now. He needs to get that war hut repaired. It is being repaired. And blue does fall back there. Still got a good number of slingers. They seem like they were a little bit absent. Going back to how I mentioned before about slingers as well. They may not seem like much, but I feel like they perform well above their weight. They cost 70 resources. Comparison to crossbows 80. They do have 8 damage. Comparison to crossbow has 16. They have 16 range. Crossbows have 16. They have twice attack speed as a crossbowman, but they still have the full ×2 anti-heavy damage as a skirmisher, while crossbows do not. If they do have less health, I think the faster projectile, and compared to other archaic archers, not including crossbowmen, where they have a lot less wind-up time, these guys feel really responsive, and their very fast projectile speed makes it feel like a lot less overkill happens. I don't know why, these guys just feel really, always feel pretty good to have deployed on the field. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm overrating them, but they, in my opinion, are just really good. I think it's the reason why I always feel like they're pretty good is since they don't have long wind-up time compared to longbowmen, it really does add up. The fast projectile speed and a shorter wind-up time, maybe that's one reason why they feel really good. Going for another shipment of slingers. Oh, also you get a shipment of 9 and 8. That could be your first 2 cards in Age 2, and that is 17 slingers. Imagine getting 17 crossbowmen as you basically advance to the next age. That's another reason why slingers feel pretty well. It's easy to really get the numbers going. We have some delis now being put on the field. Janissaries as well. He needs to stop going Janissaries. He's fighting against too many slingers. I suppose they would be effective versus the coyote runners. Albus gunners are not a great choice at this moment in time. They're a light infantry unit. They're good. They do siege damage, but they will do less damage versus the coyote runners. And slingers, they won't do any bonus damage too, but they will bypass the range resist. Slingers need to focus on the Janissaries. Even though coyote runners are technically countered by the bayonets, They still feel reasonably well to hit against heavy infantry, though still not a great idea. More Coyote Runners being pulled on the field. Delis are getting overran. So we got a good core of slingers here. He does also have the ×2 experience aura. He may have ×3. 24 experience, I think it's still just ×2. Coyote Runners starting to get cleaned up. Slingers still firing away along with the War Hut for some fire support. And overall, he did get overridden by Janissaries. Those delis caused a lot of issues for him. He had no proper counter to them. There's a round of Puma Spearmen, which are too late. And there's a ship of Puma Spearmen. He went for way too many Puma Spearmen. That small bit amount of delis not only allowed him to win that previous fight, it also caused him to over-respawn in this fight. And he lost all those resources there. And Puma Spearmen, they're more on the expensive side. There's a round of Coyote Runners there, engaged in obelisk guns. Janissaries are still here, and their bayonets are still decent. And we get plus 50% damage against them, effectively giving them what? 23 damage? 22 damage, roughly? Ironus in turn does do 18, so the damage is not too much weaker. The health is quite similar, but of course the Janissaries do have more range resist. We do now have a shipment of Coyote Tactics, giving more hit points. 20% hit points is quite nice, and extra speed, making them more close to Hussars, though not as quite as Hussars. But they certainly are more spammable. Got some warriors being put on the field. He has no barracks in the field, does he? He has enough wood for barracks. Or a war hut, I should say. Blues now starting to push away forward. Has a good number of obelisk guns and Janissaries. Blues advancing forward has a number of Grenadiers in the field, provides some siege damage. They have actually less range armor compared to other Grenadiers, but a siege armor, which the Aztecs simply don't have any access to. We have some warriors here. Unlike other militia, they do provide a bit of a kill bounty. There goes the war hut. And warriors are simply not militia. And at this point in time, I think the Aztec has lost. He has the trading post up here. He can bring in some Royal Arquebusts. That would have been actually a bit more useful, as I mentioned earlier. Warrior priests make their way back to the plaza. They're immediately getting gunned down. Yep, Red is basically knocked out of the game. Got the war hut back here, now fully built. A shipment's available. Nothing here seems pretty good to me. Maybe a shipment of coin. That's probably the best thing you can go for. Everything else has been shipped on in. Round of Coyote Runners, but he needs a lot more of them. The health is up to 186. And everything's just getting gunned down. Yep, I'm just going to fast forward. Because right now he's just streaming Coyote Runners at a time. Warriors being annihilated by the grenades. This game's just pretty much over. That is the end of the replay. This Android saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Of course, I keep on trying to hit F10. Well, let's just finish off the day of 2v2. This is probably my last replay for tonight. My voice is starting to go out. Fix that bug. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the south side as the red Ottoman, we have Elmo. Spawn as the yellow Mexicans, we have Slim. Wait, that's blue. That's Mar, Spain. For north side as the magenta Ottoman, or maroon Ottoman, we have Elmo. Spawn as the red Maltese, we have Canadian. No deck selected just yet, nor here, nor here, and nor here. This map is a hybrid map, plenty of fish out of sea, and whales, or belugas. Wonder how they taste. Got this treasure here. No true Scotsman would have dropped his bagpipes here. Are they still worth 100 experience, 100 wood? They're guarded by 2 marauding Highlanders, so they offer 33 damage. So you may not be. You may need to snipe one and back on off. So that's actually a little bit more dangerous. Up here we do have the market and the mosque and a house. And for, let's see, another round of bagpipes. This one's only worth 100, 50-50 rather than 100-100. And this one's protected by marauding musketeers and plague doctors. This one is protected by Highlanders, which are Scotsmen. Does snipe on the guys there. It's actually going to be a close fight. 33 damage, having 200 health. The extra health of the Explorers probably would do it, because he does have a bit of extra bonus damage against Treasure Guardians. Yep, he will win out. Did take some damage though. Shipment of villagers for blue Ottoman player. Abaz Bulakturat, probably butchered that. Don't see any team cards here, but got a lot of shipments to suggest Fast Fortress, maybe Fast Industrial. You do actually have a 4 card here. And some defenses among some other large number of military multipliers. Maltese player does have the C deck. Going for archaic stuff, primarily crossbowmen. Does have Zebex of the Order. An Unbearable Bear chasing the Explorer as well. Local Doggo does go down. V2 Insurgent, so we got an Insurgent deck here. Interesting. Those machetes. And Arsenius can now spawn Chinkos. So some sort of Insurgent deck to say the least. Now over here we got the R deck, which also looks like a Fast Fortress. Got a lot of resource cards here. Going for Silk Road. Cathedral Wagon now uploaded on out by the Mexican player. And there's a good chance that the Mexican player may revolt. Let's see, there's the Yucatan deck, right? That can, or Yucatan Revolt can help them get the, and Yucatan Insurgents, if I remember correctly. Cathedral's now built. He's going for the Miko Khan. Can't remember what that state is. Have to wait and see. We'll pick up that. Artillery Foundry house here. And this does give him access to one dock and give him fishing boat for every single ship he's already seen so far in this game. Colago de San Nicolas, which will give him one-time spotting. I don't really like that card myself. But the extra fishing boats, depending on the number of ships sent so far this game, is actually pretty nice. The Moose, or Meese, being crowded towards the town center. And oh, we got Honcho, the pet grizzly bear. So he managed to get a free grizzly bear. The explorer's taking some severe damage, but Honcho does get some good work done. He's no Wold Tech, but he should do. 200 coin there, so that's actually a pretty sizable treasure there. He is quite wounded though, so he won't even sit around to get healed on up. We got a commander here and some hospitals. Got some surgeons being plotted by the Mexican player. And since he's not collecting any coin, he may be not eyeing for a revolt. Surgeon all cost food. It's 15 villagers, building more villagers, bringing more surgeons. So he's just got mass insurgents, which are a heavy infantry, more closer to a pikeman, cheap pikeman. German coin being collected up for magenta. This explorer is still taking them damage, but I can always pet Honcho if he needs a hug. Yeah, I think bears are pretty good at giving hugs. They'll give you bear hugs. We have a number of obelisk guns, so we're going to see Insurgent Obelisk Gun. They help cover each other's weakness. Insurgents are basically a skirmisher variant that deals siege damage. Insurgents, of course, like I said, are a halberdier variant, which are more closer to a Rodialo, honestly. Their damage is not good, though actually higher than a pikeman, because high pikemen more rely on bonus damage, their counter unit. Obelisk guns sieging down the cathedral. Here comes good number insurgents. While obelisk guns technically the counter to them, they are here in numbers. They are angry. Could go for machetes, increasing their speed and damage. He's going for the Chinacos, which are a heavy cav variant, lancer variant. Got a good number of supporting obelisk guns. Got some pikemen and crossbowmen here. Pikemen are definitely not what he needs. He needs more crossbowmen. If you need to double check, it is heavy infantry and not shock infantry than insurgents. Crossbows fire away. We do now have more insurgents point of view. Just so many insurgents. Insurgents, they have 90 health, so they're pretty easy to kill. But he does not have access to any cannon. More obelisk guns being shipped on in, food as well. More crossbowmen. He's going around for another round of 10 crossbowmen and shipment of 8 as well. That will give him a great number of crossbows. Magenta needs some obelisk gun support him out. He's going for some more obelisk guns. He's also going for Sabeki, increasing the hit points of obelisk guns and the grenadiers. Crossbowmen push forward. Commander does go down. Villagers need back on off. They may get stabbed to death or hacked apart by farm equipment. And oh, got circle formation by the insurgents. We got some Chinacos here, which are a lancer variant. He does have a handful of pikemen there, so the Chinacos immediately get ripped on down apart. More obelisk guns being shipped on in. Does win town militia. I go for more crossbowmen, but does lose the field hospitals. The field hospital being built on the back line. Sergeant's taking out the housing. He has plenty of spare housing, so doesn't have to worry about losing some housing. Of course, got now the town militia here. The Ottoman town militia does do plus 50% damage versus heavy infantry. Very useful against the insurgents. Crossbows making their way down south. Also got a Ottoman villager here. She will be stabbed. Ho shall be hoed. Obs guns gauge the crossbowmen, doing some good work there. And more Obs guns getting a flank there on the insurgents. Maltese players trying to do some housing there. There's a bit of a loss. He has a shipment available. Maybe archaic soldier attack? I have no idea. He's going for the road Jerusalem. And that will give him a bit of rebate for each unit's loss. Max him up to 1,500 resources, yet it's at halfway, but he needs resources now. It goes straight into your inventory. Sergeant push way forward. More field hospitals back here. More pike or crossbows exploding out. Get some damage there. We got another shipment for the Maltese. The shipment coin will give enough coin to actually age up with. You always go for that and collect up later. They started trying to stab the villagers. The towns are just taking some fire, literally. Insurgents don't really have high siege. 23 siege damage is actually not bad for the price. They're actually pretty good for the price. Obus guns. Magentus now has a good number of Obus guns there, engaging all of Blue's Obus guns. Obus guns do also have less damage versus villagers, so not good hitting these various villagers back here. Crossbows push forward. Town center is taking some fire. Town center almost destroyed. Pikeman there. One last torch kills it off. Oof. Maltese player does have enough wood to rebuild the town center. That was literally perfect damage. But the Mexican players have 44 military units. The Magenta Ottoman player has 55. And the other Ottoman player has 39. Team Southside has a lot less military units. They don't realize it, but Team Northside, they could counterattack it and do some serious damage. Explorer here has been healed on up. Honcho gave him enough hugs. And he got healed up quite nicely. Got some research here for the blue player, the Corporal or Vizier, so he's eyeing for his mosque research, which will give him what? Azim Fusiliers, right? Oh wait, no, that was the faster villager production research. And we also got the Town Watch research. He actually has not gotten to the Palace of Intrigue. More Obus guns being flown in the field. The Maltese player is going for all the research. Has the town center rebuilt. Got some grenadiers here. The Mexican player is going for Gang Saw. He's trying to age on up. I'm going to see the very rare Mexican Age 3. Yep. I don't know why. I got Age of Empires 4 stuck in my head, and I saw like, oh, he has enough reasons to age up. Nope. Age of Empires 2 is 1200 to 1000, not 1200 and 600. Wrong game. Commandery not being built. Mexican player has a ship available. He can actually get 8 fishing boats. Oh, he's going to get the 8 fishing boats, which will give him quite a bit of food income to blow out more insurgents. And there's plenty of fish out at sea, as well as whales. Got some settler wagons being pulled out from the commandery. Not sure how many he has. 5 out of 6. And soon be 6 out of 6. And now it's aging up to the San Luis Potosí. I have no idea.
Listo para pelear.
Let's see here. It says ships 500 food and also destroys building grants you food. Looks like it gives you a 20% rebate or bounty on per building destroyed because the town center gave his bonus town center gave him 100 food, which is not bad. Of course, it is a win more mechanic, but it does also give you 500 food as a shipment as well. So in comparison to regular food shipments, which is 700 from other crates, you don't need to destroy too many buildings to start actually earning a profit. Compared to, say, a resource crate like wood. Magenta is asking Red if he's ready. Yes, and the taunt. You now have the advanced arsenal being researched by Magenta. As long as we aren't aging. I mean, time passes. You will always start aging. Yeah, now the marksman being researched by Magenta, which means they're going to get a timing attack where their opponents are in the middle of aging up, so they spend a lot of resources there, and they won't be able to defend themselves. He has aged up. He can get out some Janakos, as well as some other stuff. Got quite a bit of grenadiers and obelisk guns here, crossbowmen and pikemen. More food hospitals not being full on the field. Janako is trying to be built, but that's not going to be successful. The structure shall go down. Falconets being shipped in by the Mexican player, which is just 2 Falconets, which is great against this composition, but simply not enough there. Needs more artillery. Obelisk guns push forward. Hopefully his teammate canceled the age up. He did not cancel the age up. Move archaic soldier to combat. Here comes the insurgents getting grenaded. Nako's trying to find another opportunity to engage the various infantry units. They want to hit the obelisk guns and grenadiers. Padre in general now firing away. The grenadiers are annihilating the obelisk guns. I got Falconets and the Topicular shipment for the Ottoman player. But Mexican player, I'm losing the infrastructure there. Falconets firing away. Grenades raining on in. They do ×2 damage for siege weapons. 1 Falconet goes down. Both Falconets go down. And I think Red and Magenta is going to start cleaning their opponent's base now. Now the Autumn player has bought some Falconets. Does one of Chinakos. Not really a massive threat. He has plenty of pikemen. Great volley there by the Falconets. Pikemen need to start making its way down south. Both Falconets are now down. Chinakos starting to get stabbed by big pointy sticks. Nako's getting some good damage on those obelisk guns. Pikemen are starting to get some hits out on those Chinakos. Mexican player is basically knocked out of the game. He has some units back here, including a Hacienda. More pikemen being pulled out by the Maltese, getting them more torch damage. Mexican player has nothing to build with you. He has enough resources to age up, but just no town center to age up with. He should either revolt if he's going to lose. Veteran Grenadiers now being researched by Elmo. All players now age 3. Z and Fusiliers being shipped on in by the southern Ottoman player. Obuscons take some massive fire there from the Grenadiers. Artillery pounder does go down. And Blue's starting to get gutted there. Blue is trying to go for a fourth. That is not a good idea. Hopefully he has another drop-off point than his primary town center. He does not. Does take some damage there. The Elk is stopping him from... There we go. Now he's starting to deploy. Town center will go down. And now he can start focusing down the fort. Does spot the Obuscons there. Pikemen push way forward. And now the torch is coming on in. That fort's not going to be built. Fort has been destroyed. We do have some magenta Sipahi, and now they're ripping apart some of Blue's villagers. Down south, Yellow is trying to regroup, trying to get out some more Chinacos. And Blue does back of the game. The Mexican player is trying to build more Chinacos, but against 2v1, it's pretty much over. Yellow has some villagers here. Blue's course gonna be idle. I'm going to start fast forwarding. I don't. Mass Chinaco's not going to do much. There's just too many pikemen on the field. Meantime, destroy Blue's infrastructure. Trying to prevent Chinacos. Fishing boats being hunted down. And some of Yellow's villagers up here does get gunned down. We do have now the Delis, or Order Hussars, and the Sipahi now engaged with Chinacos. Chinacos do a bit of bonus damage for this heavy cav. Sipahi is, of course, do still some good work, but they're just simply way outnumbered. Yellow will go for a secondary town center, but there's nothing you can do against the pikemen. Chinacos there, going for cavalry combat now, and San Luis Patriots. Of course, now the artillery foundry. Here comes Chinacos. Yellow does not know what to do. Sounds like it's quickly being torched down. He's trying to advance. But here comes a pikeman. More pikemen there. Even just peeling off a couple. He's getting a lot of free hits there from these couple of pikemen. Taking down all the other stuff now. Pikemen are engaged in here. It's actually not going to be great engagement for Yellow. Pikemen, they do one thing and they do one thing very well. Stab horses at 2 range. And he just lost about half his Chinacos there to a very small number of pikemen. Rifle grenades firing away. The rest of these pikemen will finish the Chinacos and get distracted by the Grenadiers. And Yellow finally backs the game. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay for tonight. My voice is starting to go out, so everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening.